in that classroom supping one night, and I was bored, and I went into a cupboard, and here was a whole box of daily primers. So I started,
It's not an easy language to learn.
all you have to do is try some of the names.
Cheval.
Cheval, Cherche. Hello, Eamonn. How are you, my friend? It's lovely. No, I didn't. Do you have any? Oh, Michael. When I asked for the practitioners to come online in the area, when we had a basket, I was Pamela. Yeah, I like Pamela as well. Okay,
That's a well loved day.
continues to be a source of
Wow.
No, I know. They're looking to break it.
Oh, okay, okay, it is still there. Okay.
When they knew how to make stuff. Wow. That's fantastic.
I have everything here. Okay, I'm not going to.
Is that why you're sitting there? Do you need more room?
All right, we're gonna. Yeah, yeah. No, I have it here. Prayer. Okay. It is. Good morning, everyone. It is almost time for our Sunday service, so I just invite you to settle into your seat, please. It's a bit tall for me. Absolutely. Yeah, go for it, Reverend Terry. We'll share this space. How's that? This will be gone when you come on, so. Okay, awesome. Well, it is 10:30, so welcome everyone. Good morning. My name is Liv Daniel. I'm one of the 4 practitioners here today. And I would like to welcome all of you who showed up in person, and I would like to welcome all of our lovely folks on Zoom, including our online practitioner of the day, who is Pamela. Thank you all for being here today. We really appreciate that you showed up, whether you're here in person or on Zoom. And I'd like to invite you all to take this moment to go into an opening treatment with me. I know that there is just one life, this energy, this flow that is spirit, that is this universal cosmic love that flows in and through everything and everyone. I know that this energy of love, this flow of life is present in every single one of us here today. It is present in the sunshine. It is present in the bird song, in the frost, in this beautiful breath that we all take collectively, knowing that there's only this one moment that exists right here, right now. And I know that everything is unfolding in perfection, following this divine order of the universe. And we are all here for a reason, to be in community and to be with each other as we are spirit and human expression walking each other home. I am grateful for being here with all of you today. I'm grateful for this life that is flowing through me and expressing through me as me. knowing that all is well, all is good. And I'm so grateful for this community. And with that, I release my words into the law that is saying yes to all this wonderful energy always. And so it is. I would also like to acknowledge that we reside on this unceded territory of the Coast Salish people. These wonderful first peoples that were here on this land way before we arrived. They took care of this land. They were stewards of this beautiful land we call Canada. And we are here today because of these wonderful people that have taken care of this land. And so I'd like us to take a moment to acknowledge that we are all guests on this beautiful land that is the gift of First Nations people. And I would also like to acknowledge that here at CSL White Rock, we follow the teaching of science of mind. The science of mind, if anybody is new here, is a philosophy. It is a way of life. And we have 4 cornerstones of beliefs at this center. They are that there's only just one life. It is a source of all things. And we are, as expressing life, spirit, having a human experience. And therefore, there's nothing outside of us that needs to change for order for us to be happy, because we are here to walk each other home. And now I would like to welcome our lovely musicians, Michelle Briggs and Eamonn Morris. They will play wonderful music during the service, and this is their first song today.
So I'd like to invite you to stand. This is a new opening song. Some of you have sung it before. It's right here, right now. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am.
Thank you, Michelle and Eamon. That was wonderful. A nice lift. Eamon, I love your piano playing. Yes. And it, and it goes without saying.
You should hear him do Queen.
Oh. Well, why didn't we have that? Maybe we should have had that for an opening song. And, of course, our lovely Michelle as well. Okay, lovely people. It's time for meditation. And today I'm going to read something out of Science of Mind, the chapter 4, How to Use It. And considering our talk today by Reverend Reverend Terry, Reverend Tamara is on holidays. Reverend Terry will be doing today. So if you'd like to settle in your chairs, I'm going to read this lovely treatment for you. So if you'd like to just take a breath, relax into your breath. And if you're called, you may wish to close your eyes or just have a gentle gaze, listening to the master himself, Ernest Holmes. I am a center in divine mind, a point of God-conscious life, truth, and action. My affairs are divinely guided and guarded into right action, into correct results. Everything I do, say, or think is stimulated by the truth. There is power in this word that I speak because it is of the truth, capital T, and it is the truth, capital T. There is perfect and continuous right action in my life and my affairs. All belief in wrong action is dispelled and made negative. Right action alone has power, and right action is power, and power is God, the living Spirit. This Spirit animates everything that I do, say, or think. Ideas come to me daily, and these ideas are divine ideas. They direct me and sustain me without effort. I am continuously directed. I am compelled to do the right thing at the right time, to say the right word at the right time, to follow the right course at all times. All suggestion of age, poverty, limitation, or unhappiness is uprooted from my mind and cannot gain entrance to my thought. I am happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the spirit of truth and am conscious that the spirit of truth lives in me. My word is the law unto its own manifestation and will bring to me its fulfillment. There is no unbelief, no doubt, no uncertainty. I know, and I know that I know. Let every thought of doubt vanish from my mind, that I may know the truth, and the truth may make me free. And so it is. And I'd like to welcome back our wonderful musicians, Michelle and Eamonn.
You and I, we all are one, made up of the love through all creation. There is an endless supply of the power that brings us here. And when we harness that life, you know nothing can stop us now. And anything can happen right here. So open your heart and start believing. The only limit is your mind, 'cause you can have everything. Let's go beyond fantasy, heavenly, 'cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities, knowing who we are, the spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams and stepping into the mystery, 'cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities. Step into the limitless who you are. and follow the path that leads to freedom. You only need to let it be, 'cause everything's there within. You know expansion is a natural thing, 'cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities. Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams and stepping into the mystery. 'Cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities. Don't you know we're living in a world of infinite possibilities? Knowing who we are, spirit of pure divinity, manifesting our dreams and stepping into the mystery. 'Cause we're living in a world of infinite possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty jazzed up after this song, and just in time for Reverend Terry's talk. So I'd just like to introduce Reverend Terry with a few words for those who like to know more about him or those who've never heard him speak. Reverend Terry retired in 2018 from his pastoral duties, but this doesn't mean that he stopped doing his spiritual practice, because since then, as some of you know, he's been teaching, he's been speaking here, he's doing some counseling as well. And he continues his work with hospice, supporting families and individuals around grief as well, which is a challenging but very rewarding work. I've heard several people talk about it. In the summer, this is an interesting fact about Reverend Terry, he lives on his sailboat. And he's continuing to be inspired by his mentor, Ilia Delio. So, without further ado, welcome Reverend Terry back.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back. You know, when I don't see you I should warn you, I suppose, that when I don't see you, for 6 or 8 weeks or so, that gives me 6 or 8 weeks to work on a talk. And so by the time I actually get to see you, there's a whole lot of stuff that has to be compressed into about 20 minutes. But I'll do my best. A number of years ago, and by the way, I want to thank Jill for the meditation, and particularly meditation on truth. When I was teaching practitioners a number of years ago, one of my prac students in California famously said, "There's only one mind and we're busy using it." And Jill and I were clearly busy using one mind, because everything I have to talk to you about today really is about truth. A number of years ago at Celebration of Life Center in Vancouver, I took a course called the 4T Prosperity Course. It is written and very famous, really, in its time, written by Dr. Stretton Smith. And there is an affirmation in that program that continues to inspire me to today. And when I woke up on January 25th, the day of preparation for the planetary alignment, there was a message that said, "Make an affirmation today." And what sprang to mind immediately was Stretton Smith's affirmation that he said in every class. And if you've taken the class, this will probably remind you. I am open and receptive to God's living spirit of truth. I'll say it one more time. I am open and receptive to God's living spirit of truth. My first thought was, imagine how deep one's belief has to be to even embrace those first three things. God, whatever that is. Spirit, however we define that. And truth, whether it's the capital T or the small t. Whether it's the absolute or the relative expression of truth. We all know that it's quite popular these days. And as a matter of fact, Reverend Tamara even told me that she was at a workshop and she mentioned, this was a context workshop, and she mentioned truth. And someone said to her, well, yeah, but whose truth? And she said she was taken aback a little bit because being part of this philosophy where we tend, and actually not only tend, but strive to live at the level of the absolute. The idea of someone else's truth being equivalent to the capital T truth kind of took her by surprise. So here we are with God, Spirit, and truth. Very large things to believe in. But that's only the top level. Because then we have to go deeper or higher, depending on the way you look at it, into questions of I am open and receptive. Who is this I that is open and receptive? And is that I me? Or is it an expression of me? Or is it an aspect of me? So today, what I want to talk to you about is the practice of stance rather than strategy. Stance, one of the most powerful statements of stance, is the one where Martin Luther, having penned the 96 Theses to nail to the door of Wittenberg Cathedral, was confronted by his friend Melanchthon, who said, Marty, if you put these things up on the cathedral door, you will be in deep trouble. To which he responded, Hier stande ich kann nicht anders. Here I stand, I can do no other. That is stance. That is coming to a place of clarity that allows us to step into conflict with boldness, with clarity, and with humility. Hier stande ich. Ich kann nicht anders. Oh, this is not working? Let's try again. Hello? Nope? Okay. You did? Okay. Maybe some gain there. Okay, that's thrown me a bit. Give me a sec. Strategy, on the other hand, is really what Ernest Holmes points us to talk about today. That is to say, how to use it. And the title of my talk is, Am I using it, or is it using me? And the capital I for it means that thing we first started talking about, God, whatever that means, and spirit, however we define it. Is that using me? Or another way of looking at it, is life using me? Or am I using life? Well, the truth of the matter is that in a stance, life is using us. But in strategy, we tend to use life. One of the important things that came out of recent, how shall I say it, deliberations on political theory. That's pretty good, huh? Was the inauguration of President Trump and subsequent events, not least of which was his attendance at service in the National Cathedral. Some of you may have seen the video clip that I asked Reverend Tamara to put on the and turn it off. How's that? All right. Okay, here we go. So I asked Reverend Tamara to put that on in the newsletter, and the message that I got back through one of her minions was, why? What are you going to say about that? You see, we as ministers have been taught to be afraid of talking about political things. Church is a place where people want to be comfortable. They don't want to be involved in controversies and so on. I've always been a believer in the fact that my job is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Both of which I'm told I do fairly well. But my intention is not to afflict you today. My intention, if I'm really honest, is to call your attention to something remarkable. And please, I'm going to avoid all of the reactions that we have seen, all of us, on the internet, all of the reactions for and against, terrible things and wonderful things being said about the bishop. And I want to just stay with what she said. And I want to do that because spiritual teachers in a long line of great spiritual teachers are impelled by their profession and by their ordination to speak the truth. And in extreme circumstances, to speak truth to power. The prophet Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. I'm now going to quote Bishop Budd. Be merciful to the stranger. have the strength to honor the dignity of all persons. Speak the truth and walk humbly with your God. So there's no doubt in my mind that it was the words of the prophet Micah that inspired her beautiful talk, based mostly in the idea of unity, of oneness. Emerson said famously that disunity in our world is a direct expression of the lack of unity in the individual. And we find ourselves as people pulled in so many different directions. But this idea of speaking truth to power is an old one. Maybe not as old as Micah, but certainly I recall vividly a great spiritual teacher saying, "You brood of vipers, you tithe cumin and rosemary, and yet you choose the highest places in the synagogue." The man who said those words, all of the stories of divine plan and God wanting to sacrifice his only son for sin, all of that notwithstanding, believe it or not. But statements like this cost him his life, and there's no doubt about it. So these are the stakes that not only Bishop Budd, not only I, but all of us are faced with today. I am not a social activist by any means, nor would I ever preach social activism to a congregation. But what I do believe is that as individuals within a spiritual community, our call is to do deep inner work. All of us individually. That when we're not here, we are meditating, we are praying, we are contemplating, we are journaling, we are doing whatever it takes to bring us to a place of deep and real transformation. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. I have a funeral that I'm going to do on the 29th. The gentleman who passed was 51 years old. I find that impossible to even imagine from my 77 years that people are leaving the planet at 50. He was a lifelong smoker, and his wife was quick to tell me that she bugged him constantly to stop smoking. He went to see the doctor. The doctor called him back in and said, "You're terminal. Go home and sort out your affairs." A couple of days later, he was driving to some appointment, and he had some sort of an episode. He wasn't quite sure what it was, but he was in distress. Stopped, called his wife, made his way home. She couldn't get him out of the car. They had to call the ambulance to get him from there to the hospital. He went into the hospital on Thursday and died on Monday morning. That kind of loss is difficult to process under any circumstances. But I'm struck by what his wife said to me the first moment of our conversation. There's a lot of anger in our family about his death. I told him for years that he should stop smoking. I'm just sorry he didn't love us enough to do that. We had our meeting. It was about an hour and a half, and at the end of it I said, let's go back to that. And by the way, I'm going someplace with this story. Over my years, I've seen people change their lives. I've seen people stop smoking. I've seen people lose extraordinary amount of weight. I've seen people get out of relationships they could not get out of, or get into relationships that they never thought they would ever have. But the one thing that I've noticed in all of these circumstances, without exception, no one has ever changed their life through willpower. No one has ever said, I'm not going to do that ever again, and never done it ever again. The Greeks, the ancient Greeks, knew how people changed and made differences in their lives. They called it metanoia. And what they were saying basically is, and I'm going to do this intentionally, one day this is you, and the next day this is you. You became someone else who was not a smoker, who was not addicted to X, Y, and Z, who believed that they were lovable and valuable when previously you hadn't. What changes us as individuals is the deep work that we do to be a greater expression of ourselves, to be more than we have been. And there's no other way to do it. And as much as I love the idea of being able to make myself do something, I can tell you for a fact, it has never worked for me. I've told myself I'm lovable till I'm blue in the face. And there are still days I don't believe it. I pray for the day when I do believe it. So, as individuals, we must do the deep work of becoming who we are called to be if we want to live in the society that we say we want to have. And institutions, and now I'm speaking to community, institutions must be equipped with a prophetic vision. In other words, we must not only have a vision of what would be nice to have, but sometimes we must speak the truth to ourselves of what we need to become, to ourselves of what we have to let go of to become that, and to ourselves as what we need to embrace. Let's go back to Micah for a second. What does God require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. walking humbly with one's God. I'm amazed that it comes last. Because in reality, the first two are not possible without the third. When I became a minister at 50, which I did on my first retirement as a high school teacher, I stepped into a period of 20 years where the most extraordinary changes in me were made. I made space for them for 20 years. Some of you were witness to those changes. Some of them looked good on me, and others, It's like the day when I said to the congregation, my ambition is to become a saint. And somebody said, and how's that working for you? Well, I'm still working it, right? The next years, I had this mistaken idea after 70 that I would have arrived at a place where, well, I'd be kind of cooked, done, I kind of understand it and have a methodology and a way of living my life and doing things that would make my life comfortable, easy, predictable. The one thing that I've learned in the last 7 years is that there are two things that spirit will not abide: lack of wholeness and the status quo. I would safely say, and some know me intimately enough to know that what I'm saying is the truth, the changes in the past 7 years have eclipsed everything in the previous 20. I'm going to tell you why. Because I have had the time and the opportunity to delve deeper into this thing called God. Sometimes I wonder whether I'm still in my skin, so to speak. My meditation on the 25th, morning of the 25th, was one of those moments where, having affirmed to myself that I am open and receptive to God's living spirit of truth, and then actually living in that openness and receptivity, made me know that I have a lot of work still to do. That God, life, that which is using me, is not done with me yet. And what I'm going to say to all of you in closing is, if you're still here, God ain't done with you yet either. So ends the lesson, and so it is. Namaste.
So, I didn't really have a voice last night because, yeah. So, it's not quite there yet, but anyway. Thank you. Okay. This is called Let There Be Love. Every life has a plan, though sometimes the map is out of our hands. Every day is a step though we may not know the reason just yet. When your faith fails, when your dreams sleep, learn to let go and just let it be. Let there be love, let there be light, let there be hope in the dark of the night. For every heart that's lying in wait, let there be love, let there be love. You are strong, you are brave, though I couldn't even count all the ways. There's a time to be still and let the river carry you where it will. When your faith fails, when your dreams sleep, learn to let go and just let it be. Let there be love, let there be light, let there be hope in the dark of the night. For every heart that's lying in wait, let there be love. It's a long, hard road to travel. Yes, I know what it's like when you lose your way, when the best laid plans unravel. That's when you've got to believe. Let there be love, let there be light, let there be hope in the dark of the night. For every heart that's lying in wait, let there be love, let there be love, let there be light, let there be love.
Wow. Let there be love. Thank you very much for that beautiful song, Michelle and Eamonn. How do you pick your song for Sunday service?
Kind of picks me sometimes. Because it is challenging to pick songs.
But thank you
But
very much.
it was
That very
actually
kind.
during the meditation, I'll just tell Jill that, on Tuesday morning, I joined the meditation, which I always do, but Jill was doing it this week. And it just got, oh, you should sing this one. But anyway.
Do you and Eamonn play together any other times outside the center?
No, but I did see him play at the Pelican Rouge not too long ago. That's where he was playing the Queen song. So I think we have to get him back here to play that song.
And are there any other upcoming times where we can hear Eamonn sing somewhere or play music?
Open mic.
So for our online community people, he has a cafe where he plays music. So I'm sure if he has a website or through Michelle's, we can find some more information about him. Thank you again for the wonderful music, as always. Now I'm here to do announcements, and I'm going to start with something that is also a musical event. So as some of you know, today after the service, we have our first djembe drum lesson with the very own Master Quasi. And he traveled all the way from Vancouver to teach us drumming. I'm super excited. We have 13 people signed up, but we have one more space if anyone feels inspired to join us. This is a class for all levels, so beginners. If you've never picked up a djembe drum before, Master Quasi is excellent and teaching all levels, including the basics. So I strongly encourage you to join us because it is going to be awesome. Fun, yes. A joyful event. Coming up on the second Sunday of every month, Sunday Conversations, which is a new series that practitioner Jill and Diane started. And they talk about science of mind principles and how we can put it into practice. Their next Sunday Conversation is on February 9th. It's after the service, and it's a hybrid event, so you can join in person or on Zoom. And speaking of deepening our knowledge of science of mind and practice, something exciting is also coming up. Reverend Tamara is starting a new class. It's Foundations of Science of Mind, which some of you might be familiar with. But if you're not and you're curious about what science of mind is, I strongly encourage you to join this class, because if you ever wondered what would help you enhance your spiritual practice or reframe your thinking and change your life or build more empowering spiritual practices, this is the class for you. And it starts on February 13th until April 3rd. And there will be an additional 4-hour workshop following that. So the classes start on Thursday, February 13th, 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It will be on Zoom. And there's a wonderful offering that comes with this class. And this goes along with our law of circulation, and that is that we know that not everyone is able to afford paying for a full class. So Reverend Tamara and the board graciously offered that if you can only pay $50 for the registration, you can do that and attend all of the classes. However, if you have the means, we welcome you to pay as much as you can on the sliding scale up to $290. And your generosity is always welcome. So we encourage you to come and pay as little as you can and take as much as you can from these classes. And now I would like to take this time to talk about other options that you can support the center. We have different ways to fundraise. There's slides to support that. If you know how to do Return It Express, which is a bottle return service, we encourage you to donate to our center through that, which is a really easy way. You just return your bottles, you put a little sticker on it, and then the proceeds go to our center. If you want more information about how you can do that, come and find a practitioner or talk to Nancy here. She's putting her hand up. It is a great way to give back. And if you have any Nature's Fair receipts as well, if you return your receipts at the back over there where we have our prayer box, or give them to Nancy, 3% of what you purchase, the net sales go back to our center. So it is really a great and easy way to support us financially. And speaking of supporting us financially, it is now time to acknowledge our gratitude for this lovely community that we have here. Each and every one of you has an opportunity to participate in the spiritual practice of giving. And I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward with the baskets. And if you feel right and able to, I invite you to take your contribution, whether it's your time, talent, or treasure, any gift that you may have, and hold it to your heart. And please know a specific good for yourself and a specific good for this center. And please repeat with me. This gift I give is spirit in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it with a completely open heart and mind. I know that I have received a lot with great gratitude. And there is abundance for everyone. So this gift that is given with love and gratitude now enters the law of circulation and abundance. bless all these beautiful gifts. And if you feel that this resonates with me, please say with me, and so it is.
And so it is. Okay, we're going to sing a new song today for offering. It's Thank You for This Day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, this healing, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
that lovely
Georgia.
song. I would like to invite our practitioners to come up here for the blessings of these gifts. We're missing one practitioner. And Rev Terry. Sure. Thank you. I bless these gifts, the givers and the receivers, this wonderful community. And I know that these gifts make a difference to this community that we call Siasa White Rock. So thank you very much for your support, time, and talent. And now I would like to talk about us practitioners for a moment. And the practitioner of today online on Zoom, Pamela as well. We are here to support you with whatever it is that you need support with. We are masters of spiritual mind treatment. So if there's anything that you need support with or something that you would like to see more of in your life, something that you really want to show up in your life, we are here to support you in prayer. It is available right here after the service if you would like to grab us. But if you need something that requires a little bit more work or time, we are also available to have one-on-one sessions with you. So I strongly encourage you to, if you never had a treatment before, to try it out and see what the miracle of prayer can do for you. And now we have one last affirmation that I'd like you to repeat with me. Oh, I'm sorry. I am picking a message for the community, a joy blessing. I'm going to read it for everyone, including our online community. Oh, it's a good one. It's always a good one. Change is the essence of life. Be willing to surrender what you are for what you could become. That is, there are no coincidences. That's right.
Yeah.
So here's the final affirmation that some of you are familiar with that we do at the end of every service, and that is, please repeat after me, something wonderful is happening in me right now. Please stand up if you... Is this thing called life? Is this thing called love? Insert whatever you'd like in this next line. It's this thing called how to use it. Or I know it. I feel it. I express it. I am it. And so it is. thank you again for being here today in person and on Zoom. And if you would like to unmute on Zoom to say hello, then please.
No, we're going to
do
sing
so.
first, but yeah.
And we welcome Michelle back.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Wow, what a way to end Sunday service. Thank you very much for showing up. Zoom community, if you'd like to unmute and say hello, please do that right now. Thank you again.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks again, Pamela.
Thanks a million, Pamela, as always.
Oh, my pleasure. Good to see you, Lori, and very, very happy to have you join us for the meditation. And
Thank you.
we're here for you anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
My pleasure. My
Bye
pleasure.
for now, everyone.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks,
Hey,
Pam.
Barb, continue coming back. Continue the healing process and coming back.
Thank you for the invite and received. Rock and
Wonderful.
roll.
Rock and roll. And Claire, travel safely. And I've accepted your message, and I will absolutely do prayer work for
Thank you so much.
my pleasure.
Thanks a lot. Hugs,
Thank
hugs,
you.
hugs. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.